Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about how to create a holiday card using the free vector pack. You can find this free vector pack for download on my blog. I will leave the link below in the description box. So go head over to my blog and download this vector pack and come back and we'll just get started. So first we're going to go ahead and create a design. That is, we're going to go make this and then we're going to go and arrange it in a way such that we can make a holiday card out of it. Go to File and New. We'll choose inches over here and we'll make this 12 into 8 inches. So this is really not necessary, but I'm just trying to make it a little bigger so that I can fit it in to my design and move it around and resize it later when I want to. And we're going to keep this at CMYK because we're going to print this one. And then let's make it 300 ppi because we want the best result. And then click Create. Now double click on the vector pack that you just downloaded and open it up. And you would see this thing right here. So as you can see, the second layer is locked. So now you can press Command A or Control A to select everything. Command C or Control C to copy. Go back to your new file that you have just opened. Move a little bit. And let's say Command V or Control V to paste it. I'm just going to click and drag and place it right here. Now we have all our elements ready and it's time to arrange them. But before that, we should make the center of our holiday card, and that's what we are talking about here. Let's click on the ellipse tool. If you cannot see it here, right click and ellipse tool. Now double click and you'll see a window pop up, and let's make this as 5.5 inches and 5.5 inches and click OK. Let's move this to the center by going here and clicking center align, horizontal and vertical center align. If you cannot see this, you can find it in window and then align. Let's click on a select tool and click outside and your circle is in the center. Now let's go ahead and arrange these things under this circle. So for that, the circle has to be on the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this, Ctrl X to cut it. Now we'll go here to our layers panel. If you cannot see it, it's window and then layers. And click on this button here, new, and it creates a new layer. And let's lock this one and say Ctrl F to paste it in the exact same position in front. Okay, now let's lock this one. Go back to our layer 1, unlock this. And now we'll go ahead and arrange these things. So you can just select and drag and move it and place it. So basically, when I do that, you can see, let me just do this one. So since the circle is in the front, these things go behind the circle, and that is what we have done right here. So now the task is to go ahead and arrange these things. But as you can see, there are a lot of elements here, but we have only these many and we need to make them look different. So how do we do that? You can do that by using the rotate tool. That is, just click on the element and when you go around in the corner, you can see a rotate thingy and just rotate them. Second, you can use the reflect tool. That is, right click, transform, reflect, and then you can use either vertical reflect or horizontal reflect. And you can click on copy to make another copy of it. Then click and drag. So there are two of them right now. Third one, what you can do is you can click, hold your shift key down and drag to resize it. So this way you have made another tiny flower. You can also recolor it by clicking on it or double clicking on it to isolate this particular flower. And then you can go to your swatches. If you cannot see this, you can go to window and then color or swatches. It's down here somewhere. I'll just click on blue or this one, but you have to make sure the fill is selected. I'm going to click on that to switch it and do null for the line. Okay, so if I go back here to my main layer, now we have two flowers in two different colors. Okay, so this is basically how you can arrange these elements to make a lot of them. And then you're going to start keeping them and putting them behind these things like this. You can either rotate them and make them here, or you can increase the size like this. You can also make sure that if you want certain elements, like for example here let's move this a little bit. Okay, now for example, here the leaf is in the front, but this is in the background. And if you want to bring this to complete front, you can say Command Shift and close square bracket and it will come in the front. You can also right click, arrange and say bring to front, forwards, backward, etc, etc, etc. Okay, so let's go ahead and arrange these things. Instead of going and arranging these things, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste the original artwork that I've already done just to save some time. Okay, so I copied down the elements from the previous, and now we're going to go ahead and include our text, etc. So first I'm going to click on this circle. I have grouped this together, so let me just ungroup it. So first I'm going to click on this circle and I'm going to go to strokes and click on this so that we don't have a stroke. Next I'm going to click on the circle, Ctrl C or Command C to copy, Ctrl F or Command F to paste on top. Now I'll go right here, hold my Shift key down, Option key down, click and drag it a bit inside. And now for the fill color, I'm just going to give some color so that you can make out as a thing right here. Now it's time to add text. Go to your text tool. I'm going to click outside somewhere here and press happy and holidays. So go back to your selection tool and then let's make this 150. I don't know if that would be too big. Yeah, probably. Let's make it 100. This seems fine. And I'll click on the center align and then go to align tool. If you cannot see it, again window align and then press center and then center. So usually it should align up, but sometimes it won't because of your design. I'm going to reduce it a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to change the font. I could keep it anything. Maybe if you have a fun kind of a family, then you can make it like this. And then I'll go ahead and change this to place. And then let's change the whole font again a little bit, maybe 70. Okay, that seems fine. Now I'm going to double click and I'm going to click and select this part over here. Go to my library or anything that you have and change the color a little bit just so it seems. Okay, so we have a basic design for our holiday card and now it's time to put it in this format so that when you print it out, it'll look really nice and clean and stuff like that. So to do that, first we're going to go ahead to our card right here and we need to clip out the certain parts. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my rectangle tool, right click and rectangle, click and drag and make sure you're making a perfect rectangle right here. So it just comes on top. Now I'm going to press Command A to select everything, right click and make clipping mask. So this will clip out all the extra things that you have here. So you can copy this and paste it onto your new card that you're ready to print. Okay, this is done. So let's go ahead and open up a new file to create our holiday card, which is printable. So let's go to File and New. We'll keep this 8 inches into 11 inches. So CMYK and 300 ppi and click Create. Now let's go to View and Rulers, Show Rulers. Now click and drag. Half of 11 is 5.5. So we're just going to keep it at 5.5. So this is 5 and this is 5.5. So let's go ahead and bring in our image that we created. Click here. And now go back to your selection tool. If you click on this, everything gets selected. Command C or Control C to copy. Come back here. Command V or Control V to paste. As you can see, this is definitely a little bigger. So I'm just going to hold my Shift key down, click and drag and make it a little smaller. And then bring it down here. It's still bigger. Click, Shift. Okay, and then let's paste it here. Just make sure the top here does not cross the line. It's okay if it crosses here and here and here. That's completely fine with us, but definitely not there. Okay, so our design is ready here. And now we're going to put some text over here. So click on your text and click and write custom made either by or for Reen. Okay, let's just make this font to match the rest of our fonts. So this one and unplugged, and 12. It's up to you. You can make it anything that you want. Okay, fine. Now when you print it, this is gonna look upside down, so we're gonna change that. So if you scroll in, you can see a rotate tool here. So hold your shift key down and click and rotate, and it should rotate it uniformly, and then you have a complete rotate. It's almost ready but not done yet. That's because if you go ahead and click on print, there are chances that it might not print properly, and then you'll have this extra things right here hanging around, and it might not look really good. So what we're gonna do now is make sure we add some trim marks, and I'll show you how to do it. So first we're gonna go ahead and add a rectangle to this so that our whole document gets covered in the rectangle. So for that, go to your layers and add a new layer, but drag and drop it below the original artwork layer. We're going to lock the artwork layer. Click on a rectangle and click and drag to make a rectangle as big as the artboard. If you don't know how to make it, you can go to transform and then give it 10 and height was 11 inches. Click enter. It'll be fine. And we'll make this white because we were planning on having this on a white background. And make sure the stroke is selected as none. And then now we'll go to a selection tool, click on the rectangle, make sure it's aligned centrally so that there are no white hanging around spaces around the whatever. And now we're going to save this thing. So Command S or Control S to save it. I'm going to save it here as sample 1. Save. Okay. Once you have saved it, now go to File and say Save a Copy. And here instead of Adobe Illustrator AI, we're going to select PDF. And sample 1 copy is fine. Save. In here, you could go to marks and bleeds and say trim marks and save PDF. Now it's time to go ahead and open this PDF file and check how it looks. So go to your PDF and open it. Okay, so this is my PDF file, and as you can see, there are trim marks here with which you can cut and make sure the card kind of snaps. Only thing here is I did not put in a fold line because I thought since after we cut it, you just have to fold the paper in half. But if you want to do that, you can just go back to your Illustrator and go to your line tool right here and click in the center and click and drag, holding your shift key down so that it's straight. And then you can go to this horizontal and vertical align, and then you'll get a proper line. But for that, you should make sure you have a stroke. Let's keep it black. And then if you go to your stroke, again, window and then stroke, window and then stroke here. And then you can select dashed line. And then this will be something like this, or you can also make the opacity very, very low if you want. But I generally don't like putting a cutting line or a folding line. But if you want, you can do that. And do this before you export it as a PDF or save it as a PDF. Okay, so we learned how to make a printable ready where you have the fold line horizontally. If you want to create a card which does not open this way but actually opens from left to right, what you can do is you can go check out my older tutorial which I made last year. This was called Making a Holiday Card. You can go check that out. I will leave the link below in the description box. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell to get notified. Thank you for watching. I think I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.